intercooler and intake manifold so that we can take a look and see just what the valves look like. Now bear in mind at this stage I had no idea what my valves were going to look like, and although my engine has done 145,000 miles, the cylinder head was replaced 85,000 miles ago due to a manufacturing defect. So the dirt you're going to see, or the oily carbon deposits you're going to see, are going to be only 85,000 miles worth, not 145,000 miles worth. Intake manifold off, and you can see the 4 air inlets which allow air to pass into the engine. Before I show you what's inside, click on the pop-out banner to guess how much carbon you're expecting to see. My guess was a small amount. In fact, I was hopeful to find at least some, because then I'll know what the problem was with my car and therefore I'd be able to fix it. Cylinder 1, valve 1. And I wish I recorded my reaction. I was not expecting to see it that bad. It's gross. And much the same story on valve 2, then cylinder 2, valve 1, cylinder 2, valve 2, all very bad. And then finally the valves on cylinder 3 and 4. There. It's really hard to take good photos of something down a dark hole. In fact, funnily enough, my smartphone was the best at doing it. I've left a link in the description for what smartphone I'm using, but I do actually have quite a good camera with a macro lens as well. And given my wonderful photography skills, most images came out like this. But I did get lucky once. Look at all that detail on this one. This is cylinder 1, and you can really see how thick the carbon buildup is here and here. That's definitely going to have a negative effect on how my engine runs and how much power it produces. That's like you trying to run when you have a cold. You're not going to be breathing at your best. Next step is for Shane to put all this back together and hand my car back to me. And now it's time to find out exactly how much power my car is producing. To do this, I needed a rolling road.
It's supposed to have 138 horsepower from factory. What's it got now on the best run?
On the best run, we made 121.3.
Yeah? That's terrible.
Now time for the magic to happen. Let's see how this man in this van from Engine Carbon Clean can help me. So this is Scott from Engine Carbon Clean. So tell us, Scott, how does this process actually work?
Hi, good morning. So our process works by adding pure oxygen and pure hydrogen via the air intake.
Okay.
And that travels through the engine wherever the air goes through the engine. So the hydrogen helps the fuel burn better, which is how we create carbon in the first place, because the fuel's not burnt. And the oxygen helps break down the carbon deposits, the hard, dry carbon, as it passes through the engine. It gets burnt off and then passed out the exhaust.
Will it make the engine squeaky clean? Like, will I be able to see shiny valves? Will it still be a little bit dirty?
I doubt very much if we can get rid of the whole lot in one go. No.
Do you think it will give me my 138 horsepowers back?
We can improve on the brake horsepower. We can put back what you've lost, hopefully.
This machine uses hydrolysis to split water into hydrogen and oxygen, which is then fed into my engine via this red tube. Then Scott revs the engine up and down to help with the clean. While this is happening, the exhaust gas is monitored using a gas analyzer thingy to monitor the process and make sure everything is working as it should. The whole process takes about 45 minutes, as you can see on this handy LCD display. When Scott is finished, he packs up his kit and makes his way to his next customer. The whole process costs £99. Let's see if it's worth it. On rolling road again, about to find out if I have any more horsepower. What do you think? Click on the pop-out banner again and guess what horsepower increase you think it has. So that's the power run. Tell me the figures and how much more horsepower do I have?
Okay, so you've gained 3 brake horsepower.
3.
Yes.
And now for the moment of truth. What is it going to look like in these 4 holes? Cue the before and after images. Okay, not much difference. Basically the same. Moving on to cylinder 1, valve 2. Yeah, I think it actually looks worse in the after photo, if I'm honest. I know they're not perfect photos, but you can get it. Then cylinder 2, valve 1. Oh, let's move on. And the next one, okay, you get the picture. All of them, they don't look any better. They might even look a little bit worse. And here is before and after of the spark plugs. I don't think they look much different, but they didn't really look bad to begin with, so I didn't expect them to get much better. And here's a comparison of a new spark plug versus a spark plug with 36,000 miles in it. You can see the slightly larger gap between the electrodes of the old spark plug. This happens as the spark plug wears, which is why it is important to replace them periodically. Look at your owner's manual to find out how often you should replace them.